Hello and welcome to a new episode of the Yarnflakes Podcast. My name is Audrey and this is a nitty yarny podcast from the southwest of France. Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining me this week. I hope you're all doing very well. I am. It is again quite sunny today. And yeah, I have a knitting only episode for you this week. And yeah, a couple of FOs and 2 new cast-ons. So yeah, it seems like we're renewing things this week. So yeah. You can find timestamps for all the different sections of the podcast. There will only be one section, but for all the different parts of the podcast in the description down below. And I also put links of everything that I talk about, as well as my social media and patterns for sale on Ravelry. I had forgotten 2 times in a row to say that. I don't know what was up with that, but yeah, I'm glad I was able to remember it this time. I got bitten by a bug on my ankle and I seem to be making some sort of an allergy this year. Like every time I got bitten, it grows like this, like a huge red itchy lump, and then it looks like a bruise. I don't know what's happening, but yeah, it seems like I either have some mutant bugs around or yeah, I'm starting to get really allergic to stuff. But yeah, it makes a huge lump, and I'm going to try not to spend the podcast scratching myself, because that's not doing any good. But yeah, I will start right away with knitting. I showed the bug bite to my boyfriend and it's like, what can it be? What is it that bites you? I think it's just a mosquito. It's not fleas. Our dogs had some fleas at some point, but they don't attack me. And you know, they make these tiny bites, so it's not that. It's not a spider's because there's only one bit. It's just some kind of mosquito, I guess. We have some nasty mosquitoes in the region. Yeah. Well, at least I don't have scorpions like poor people have been showing on Instagram that they have scorpions in their bathrooms. We have snakes, little snakes, so yeah, but our cats attack them. So yeah, we have tigers, not cat visibly, but they keep the big bugs away, I guess. And I'm supposed to be talking about knitting and to show you that I have finished my Green Gables shawl. It seems like it's going to be some sort of this kind of episode. Ta-da! Yay! So this is the Green Gables shawl, which is lace circle shawl. It's a pattern by Annelies Megaard, who is actually Little Dragon Knits, I think. That's her Ravelry nickname. And look, it's done! So last week I was binding off, which certainly took some time, as you could have seen. But yeah, it is done and blocked, and whoa. Thank you so much for all the love you gave this, because I posted a finished picture on Instagram and it got lots of love. So thank you so much, and yeah, it is quite a stunner. It is. You know, I keep saying I don't really like the look of lace. It's not so much my style. I don't see myself wearing that. But it is so pretty and so delicate. So now that it's all blocked, you can really see that the motifs opened up. But since I was still working at a tight gauge, and it's something I really appreciate, is that these leaves here and the portions that have, well, more knits look consistent, so you can really see the motifs and not just huge gappy knit stitches. And so I really love that, and oh my god, it smells so good because I washed it with something that smells really nice, and it's so light and delicate. I only used a little bit over 100 meters, and so that's way less than what the pattern calls for. And since I have a tight gauge, it is smaller than unexpected. I don't know if it's supposed to really be any bigger. It looks like it is about 120 centimeters diameter, and as you can see, so a lot of people were like, what is it? Are you supposed to wear that? It is definitely something that's a piece. It sounds like I'm throwing flowers at myself, but I mean circle lace shawls like this in general, I feel are more, I don't want to say art, but you get what I mean, rather than something functional, so to say. But you can absolutely wear them, and you fold them in half, and that way you have a half circle shawl, and you can obviously wear them over your shoulders like this with a pin if you want. That's something. Or wear them maybe a more modern way by wrapping them around. And you can see that when I do that, I only have teeny bits, but since it's double layer, if I tuck them well underneath, it doesn't move. It stays on like this. So yeah, it is still wearable, which I'm really happy about. And yeah, I'm really, really happy about it. It is really beautiful. It opened up beautifully when I blocked it. I was using drops lace in the light grey-green colorway, and so it's a silk and alpaca blend. And so alpaca has a lot of drape and the little halo as well, so it will drop naturally. And silk, when you block silk, it fixes. Silk tends to expand, so if you have like a merino silk blend and you're making a sweater out of it, it will expand a lot because of the silk. And when it stays. So the silk in it really fixed it, like made it fix. Fix. I don't know. I don't know English anymore. Plus, I've been watching a Spanish, a French podcaster that also does Spanish episodes, Ana, from Lana Tricot, and so I'm all mixed up between my English, my French, my Spanish, my Romanian. It's a nightmare for me, speaking too many languages. So yeah, the silk just stays put. That's the words. It stays put. And that's really lovely. Now, I'm terrible at blocking. I really don't like blocking. It's something I really find tiring, and I'm very lazy about it. It's not that I don't know what I should do. I know about cables. I know about cables, wires. I know about getting the proper equipment, or maybe just using threads as well. I'm just so lazy about it. I don't like it. It tires my back. It's like I have to push things around so I can stretch my knitting. And I kind of want to, I know that I would need, these Knit Pro blockers, the combs. They're called pen in French. I'm actually not sure if it's comb in English as well. But it's this sets of plasticky thingies. Oh, no, they're wood actually, I think. Like it's a rectangle and you have several needles on it. So it allows you to make straight edges. I know I would need that, but the thing is, there's not a lot of them in the set. And if I'm blocking a shawl and I want it to be very straight, I probably need like 2 or 3 of these sets, I think. Because, if I'm making my wingspan, it's not enough to make one edge, not to mention, imagine if it's a triangle shawl, not to mention doing all the edges. So yeah, it's quite an investment if I think that I need to buy more than one set of those. So yeah, investment and laziness. In that case, these wouldn't have helped anyway. What you need to do when you block a lace circle shawl is either if you want a picot effect, like, so you take your shawl, you pin it in the center, you attach, I find easy to attach a piece of thread to mark the half diameter, whatever the name in English for that is. We say rayon in French. You know, the distance between the center of the circle and the edge of the circle. Mark it, and then, you know, you have that thread attached in the center, you draw the line, you pin, like, and then you work like in cardinal points. So you pin north, you pin south in the same distance because you've marked the distance in the thread, east, west, and then you separate, and so you're ending up with a circle that's the same. That's a circle, basically. You end up with a circle. And yeah, and the thing is, if you use little pins like this, you're gonna get some sort of a picot edge, or you can use blocking wires or put a thread like dental floss or something around the edge and use that to make a round rather than points. Too much work? No. For someone who doesn't like blocking is not my thing. I'm really bad at it and I don't like doing it, so that's all. That all goes together. So that was no. So I'm quite lucky actually, because it got a circle shape naturally. Like, I didn't have to force it to be a circle. It wasn't going weirdly one way or another. But the border, yeah, I just put pins and try to minimize the pointiness of them at some point. But yeah, there's no, it's going to relax itself though, so maybe that's going to improve. But it makes quite devoured effect, you know, like torn jeans, rugged jeans or something, you know. You say dévoré in French when like a cropped top has that effect, like it's torn at the bottom. That's kind of what it reminds me of. It's an artistic choice. It's a design feature. What can I say? But yeah, I mean, in itself, it's so light and airy and drapey that, yeah, I don't think it matters. It does not bother me, and it will not bother the recipient of the shawl because it's not like they can tell anyway. So, yay! So yes, it is a gift, and people were quite surprised that I would make such a thing and gift it. But yeah, I wanted to make it from the start. And I mean, I gained something by knitting it. It's like, yeah, knitting XP level up. But yeah, I don't really want it for me. And I have an occasion to make gifts for a couple of people, and it matches. And I thought they would like this. So yeah, it just works out perfectly. I found it's quite a balance for me to have like an entourage, friends and family that are sort of knit-worthy, but at the same time I don't want them to make a fuss about it, because it just gets embarrassing because they're making too much, and the thing is, if they start overreacting to it and thinking it's something amazing, then I just get like, no, it's not that good. Like, look, it's blocked like in, no, it's not good, and it's not the most practical thing, and it's yeah, I don't want them to make a fuss, because then it needs to be better. It sounds like I'm making a poor job on purpose when it's a gift, but you get what I mean. I don't like when people go over the top about me making things for them. If I knit something for someone, it's because I chose to, and I want to knit that thing, because I'm getting something for myself out of the process, and it just so happens that the finished object I decide that it matches a gifting occasion. It's like about making sweaters for Marius, my boyfriend. It took a while for him to accept that I would knit him sweaters, something so big, because he felt like if I were to knit him something like that, it needs to be absolutely perfect. So he just got really picky about silly details. So it would be worth the time and yarn. But I hope that he now understood that if I ask him, hey, do you want me to knit you that sweater? It means I want to knit it. So yeah, I hope he got that. I think he did. Yeah, I don't do requests, but I do gifts because I want to knit something and I don't necessarily need the finished objects for me, and I think it's good as a gift in that particular context. So yes, I'm just concerned that I would have lipstick on my teeth, but apparently I don't, so that's cool. Yeah, so it's done. It's really nice. I loved knitting on this so much. I kept saying it, and yeah, it is really, really cool, and the type of project that just get me, and that I can get into that really therapeutic kind of knitting, because I'm just doing that and I'm focusing on it, and it's growing row by row, and it's drawing something, and that's really, really nice to see. And so it's kind of hard to show it fully, and it was, oh my god, absolutely horrific to photograph because the light was awful, and I just got dark, dull pictures, not dark, moody pictures, dark, dull pictures. And yeah, but here it is. Now you can see it in video, and you can see it. It's actually how it's actually looking, and yeah, hey. Let's move on, because if not, I'm going to take forever to film that episode. I have another finished object, and it is my bold Soprano Socks. I cannot speak. So I showed you last time the one, and I made the second one. So this is a pattern that is currently being test knitted, and it's going okay. I should be able to release them soon, maybe next week. So I'll talk about them again and show them in details next week. But yeah, it was really quick to knit the second sock. It just has a really motivating thing, because you're doing the color work, and then it's just one more cable, and yeah, that's I have the pair. They're all nice, they fit well, and yeah, bold Soprano Socks coming to your Ravelry soon. Now onto whips. I will show you first my Varma pullover, which is a sweater I'm test knitting for Sari Nordlund, and I have done the puzzle. Yay! It looks nice. It looks really nice. So I have finished all different parts of the sweater. So this sweater is seamed. So you knit the back, you knit the middle panel, and then the two fronts. You seam everything together. You pick up the provisional cast on at the bottom and knit some twisted rib. It looks awful because it's not blocked. And then you seam the shoulders and pick up for the neckband, and again twisted rib. Yeah, So I just need to get on and do the sleeves now. And the seaming went alright, except for the shoulders. Another thing I'm not good at is seaming shoulders. Now obviously Holst Supersoft is not helping me in that sense, because it looks very irregular once it's before it's blocked and washed, especially washed. And I don't know, when mattress stitching in that direction, that is horizontally with the stitches coming that way, I can never see a continuous line because of the shaping in the shoulders, and so it always looks a bit wonky. I do hope it's going to get better when blocking. I think it definitely will, because the yarn will bloom and transform, and it's also going to get some shape with the sleeve. But yeah, I tried it on. It looks really nice, and I already have some ease. It looks cool. I'll probably get more ease once it's blocked. I did a stretchy bind off at the bottom, which is why it looks absolutely awful right now, but once blocked it's going to get better. So yeah, now that it's all seamed, you can see I hope, if the light is decent, you can see the texture panel in the middle. I showed it to my mom and she went like, oh, I'm not sure about that color association. Shush, Mom, you don't know anything about anything. Yeah, she just didn't like. First she said that was khaki. That's not khaki. It's not khaki. It's like a pine green, dark green. Anyway, I think it looks nice. And obviously, I don't care. It's gonna be under my arms. The bad shoulder seams will be under my hair. And the fact that the two colors are one stitch off on the sides will be under my arms. So I'm not really precious with things. It's a good thing. Saves me some mental struggles. But yes. The yarn I use is Holst Supersoft in Almond, Vintage Heather and Tundra. And yeah, the seaming went well. Like I said, I only broke the yarn twice. But you know, Holst Supersoft, you just put it back together and it's fine. Yeah. Sleeves now. I probably will make them on short circulars and hope that it will be just as nice as last time I did that. And at that I will be able to zoom through it. So the sleeves will be in Almond and the cuff in blue. Vintage Heather. Yeah, the test knit, like I said, is going on until the beginning of August. So yeah, I don't know. I don't remember when Sari said she wanted to release the pattern, but you probably will see it by the end of the summer or early September, I guess. I cannot say the word September without having the song in my head. Yeah. Now I have 2 new cast-ons to share with you. And the first one is, if you remember, 1. And I need to make another one because I needed to make like 2 gifts. 2 gifts that matched. So I wanted to make 2 circle lace shawls, and so I have started the second one, and I am making obviously the Evenstar, which is a really famous one inspired by Lord of the Rings, and I forgot, Sunflower Knits, is it the name of the designer? Well, the nickname of the designer. I'm sorry, everything will be in the description down below. But yes, I have started it, and this is what I have so far. Yes, there you can see the first chart is done. So there's a lot more knit stitches than in the other one, so it feels like it's going faster. And so far it's, feels simpler. I don't know. The other one isn't complicated. It's just that the other one maybe has more, you see it has more lace already from the start. And as well in that one, the increases are spread out everywhere. Whereas the way the Evenstar is done is that you have dedicated increase sections between the charts. So you start here and you, so you see this is one increase round, another, and then there's a motif. And then I've just done another increase round, and you double your stitch count every time you increase. Is how you make a circle. And yes, so far it's a little fuller than the other one. But yeah, I really like the motif. I don't know if you can really see anything, but yeah. I'm again using drops lace, so the same. In that case, it's the blue. Say bleu roi, king blue, the king's blue. And yeah, I am enjoying it. I don't like the way the pattern is written in comparison with the other one. I much prefer how the pattern for the Green Gables shawl is written. And the thing is, the Evenstar, he's a bit more wordy, which is, it's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just that she writes stuff that are like at some point she writes something that makes it look like she's addressing someone who wouldn't know how to knit in the round. If you're making this and you don't know how to knit in the round, I think that you have the courage to look it up for yourself. And so it just gets a little bit confusing, and in the sense that she doesn't say what it is you're doing, she just breaks it down. I like both. I try to do both in my patterns. That's what I try to do. I like to say, okay, so here you're going to do this, so that when you read the pattern, you understand the goal and what it is that you're aiming at, and the concept of that part of shaping that you're doing, or just what's happening. And then I tell you how to do it. That's what I try to do in my patterns. She just tells you how to do it. And sometimes, I'm just going to give you an example. The beginning of the rounds and the beginning of the different repeat sections moves. So if you have markers, you need to move it. She writes, knit to last stitch, slip that stitch, remove that marker, slip that stitch back, replace the marker. Yes, it's move the marker one stitch right. I feel like that would be much more simple to just say that. And the thing is, in some cases, it just gets confusing. And since I have markers between the sections, I just would prefer her to say, in what direction do I move the marker and how many stitches? Just say that, because sometimes it just doesn't work out and you kind of have to guess what it is that you're doing. So yeah, that's just, I guess that's personal preference. The result is that you can really just follow the pattern and not think about what you're doing. So if you don't quite understand the process, it's okay, it's still going to work out. But so maybe it is an easier shawl to begin with. But yeah, it's just small details about how the pattern is written. Every other row is knit, so that's nice. And yeah, like I said, I prefer the fact that in this shawl the increases are between the charts, because it adds something more to look forward to, if that makes sense. You know, you're knitting that one shot and you're like, okay, well, it's only a few, it's only like 20 rows, I'm going to get there, and then I'm going to make the other increase round. And you see, it's a better motivation as far as the shaping goes for me. So yeah, little pros and cons of each pattern writing. Yeah, I do enjoy it, and I think it's going to look really beautiful again. And I hope that I'll be done in time, because I kind of need to finish it by the end of August. It's not such a bad thing if I don't, but I would like to, just also because I have lots of things to work on as far as designing goes. So yeah, new, completely unreasonable cast on, but I need to, let's say it's my crazy summer project. So yeah. And the last thing I want to show you is a new design that I cast on last week. And where is it? It is a shawl. It's the Avelana Shawl. It means hazelnut in Occitan. I told you I will use Occitan everywhere. Avelana. Then, and it's the same word. No, it's Avellana in Spanish. I think Avellana. Yeah, I think that's it. But yeah, it's a classic triangle shape. I'm becoming a language podcaster. Beware. It's a classic triangle shape, and yeah, I started over, mostly because I don't know why I was insisting on working with a color combination, leftovers from my Zweig and another coral skein, which are pretty together, but it wasn't matching with my design idea, so I put that aside for another shawl, and I took these colors. So what I have is this here, which is really, really beautiful, and it says well here, it's Speckled Hen by A Knit Away. It's really, really nice. It's a cream with black charcoaly speckles and orangey rust, and I really love how it's knitting up. I really love it. This is in her sock base, so it's 75-25, I believe. Let me check. Yes, 75-25 superwash merino and nylon. Then the second color, so far there's only a little bit of it, and there's only going to be smaller portions of it because it's a leftover, and I kind of want this shawl to be, maybe you need 1 or 2 full skeins, but then you can use leftovers. I don't want to make people buy 3 full skeins and then have a ton of leftovers, so I'm going to try to juggle so that at least 1, maybe 2 of the colors will only require 50 grams or less. So you can either buy just 50 grams or use leftovers that you have from other projects. And so this is Dirty Chai by Wool & Boone, and I've already used this color quite a lot. I made socks for my boyfriend and socks for me out of, because I had 2 skeins of it. I've also used it in woven shawl. I really love that color. It's just, I really love Wool & Boone. Her dyeing style it's really, really great. It's really subtle. She mixes a lot of colors together and just have something that is still looks like a neutral, but you have so much depth in it. So much. And I really love it. And so far it's this accent color here. I've just started the section with it, and here. And then finally the gray is just a Cascade Heritage. Oh, and so this is 100% superwash merino. It's our Boone Classic base. And this is just Cascade Heritage in charcoal, and I think Cascade is 80/20 superwash merino nylon. I have this because I wanted to make socks out of it. Don't make socks out of Cascade Heritage. It peels like it's horrendous. I have never seen that. And I've made socks out of pure merino like this and no peeling. And this, it's the worst thing. I've never seen anything peel that much. I'm not very reluctant to peeling. It's something that happens, I can deal with it, but this was just awful. I made lace socks out of Cascade Heritage, another color, and they're just no. So no socks but shawls with it. And yeah, I just thought that this color combo was really cool, and I like it a lot. So the idea is it's a 3-color shawl, but I think it will work really nice as a unicolor as well. So when it gets to testing, I hopefully will have someone who will want to make it in one color, because I think it can be really interesting. Nevertheless, my idea with it is to play with colors and textures. So I have this cable running down the back, some garter, I have this geometric thing, and then most of the textures of the shawl are going to be a rib based thingy. My thing is I have 2 speckled or slightly variegated yarns, and my idea is to kind of make textures and colors, make textures out of colors, and make both of those elements flatter each other. And so this is what I'm trying to do by mixing them and incorporating them in certain ways. For example, what I've done is that I always like the wrong side of a change of color. You see, when you change color, you're supposed to do it on that way so that it's smooth transition. But I actually like this because I've done it here as well, and since you have 2 speckled colors, it gives this sort of a marbled effect. You can see here the pearl bands of the white going into dirty chai here. And here it's even more obvious because it's a solid color and a variegated. It's not in all sections that it does that, like here it's a smooth transition, but these small breaking sections, I wanted them to start with a pearl row so that I would get that effect. Obviously, if you don't like it, you can make a knit row, an extra knit row. But I thought it was interesting because it made this stripe or marred effect, and I just thought it add a textural effect if you look at it from the distance. So I just thought that was quite interesting, and I wanted to try to use wrong sides of things in designs for a while. And so you have this center cable, and it's a regular triangle shape with a garter border that is so flexible. And so it's really fun to work with because I'm just like, I want to get to the next section, I don't know how big it's going to be. I expect it to be quite big because I have lots of sections planned. So we'll see. It is really fun to work on and to write out. I will have to see about charting though, because I'm looking at quite lengthy written instructions. Not lengthy, it's just that I like writing like row by row. And since you're dealing with that center cable here, I don't want to tell you, oh, do this and this and this at the same time. I don't want to inflict that on people. So I'm writing out row by row, but I will try to make charts for some of the, like this one for example, even though that's going to be a pain, but yeah, just so that if you want a visual help, you can have it rather than looking at text. Even though I do believe that text makes more sense when things are shifting, but you know, I will try to make charts. But so far it's what I have, Avelana Shawl, and yeah, I'm going to work on it a little bit more today, I believe, because I really want to. And I need to figure out size for it, because yeah, I was kind of planning that there would be a huge section here with more speckled hem, and then to actually repeat that at the bottom again, and then having a border. So I believe that as I have it planned, I'm going to end up with a triangle that's 2 meters deep, which we don't really want, do we? So yeah, I will see how it goes, and yeah, this is my next design. And that's it for this week. Yeah, I've shown you everything that I've been working on, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time, I think. From now on, the... how can I say? The podcasting schedule might shift a little bit. I think next week is okay, and that I will be able to record. But after that, although I'm going to be alone at home for a while, alone, that is, with our zoo, yeah, it's more, actually it's more towards the end of August that I think I might have to skip some weeks, but I'll try to keep you up to date on that. You can follow me on Instagram, I'm Yarnflakes there as well, if you want to get faster on the information, the pattern releases, and whether or not I podcast. But yeah, there might be slight changes for the rest of the summer. But yeah, I hope you're enjoying the summer break or the winter break, depending on where you are. And yeah, I wish you a very happy day, night, and week, and I will see you next time. Bye!